Well, gee, thanks, Jerome Powell, Fed Chair. That certainly put a price dampener on gold, silver, and platinum this week. Let's take a look at the week that was and the week coming up. Of course, brought to you by Ainslie Bullion and the Gold and Silver Standard. My name's Joe. You're looking at gold on the weekly time frame at the moment. We're using the tradingview.com website, and it's priced in US dollars, $1,815 roughly. Look at that weekly candle. It was looking great. And then a couple of days ago, Fed Chair Jerome Powell says interest rates are likely to be higher than previously anticipated, also called sets the table for higher and possibly faster rate rises as well. So that's caused a price dip in all three metals. Let's take a look at the daily time frame and we'll see when that happened, of course. I'll pop on our indicators as well. If you want to skip ahead to your favorite metal, you want to go to silver or platinum, just use the time codes below. And of course, hit the subscribe button to stay updated for next week and the weeks coming. So here we are. We're in a nice little uptrend. So last Tuesday, so where are we? We were Tuesday. This is where the price was. We'd come into this purple band area that I had been talking about between 1790 to 1810. It did act somewhat as support. It was a failed move, so we had a fast move to the upside, looking great, and then thanks Jerome. So we have seen a top out so far of $1,860 US dollars. Big move in the last in the couple of days after that announcement. Right there, so down to around about 1810 to the support level right here at the beginning of this rectangular box right there, and we've held it as support so far. Let's take a look at the relative strength index. Of course, we had been talking about the fact that we'd gone into to the bottom of the sort of normal range of overbought to oversold. We're starting to get into that sort of extremely oversold territory, although we didn't get really into it, but very oversold, and a move higher, a bounce from there was looking likely. And in the last few days, last week or so, we certainly have seen that move back up to the halfway point between overbought and oversold. And thanks again, Jerome, and back down here. So that's where we've come from. And that's the same for silver. I don't normally do this. I'll quickly show you silver. Same thing for silver right there, and the same thing for platinum as well, just the dip. So the Jerome dip. That's what I might call it actually in this video, the Jerome dip or something like that. So we'll go back to gold. And let's take a look at what the week coming could look like. Unfortunately, it doesn't look good on the weekly time frame. It would say to me, and it's not impossible that we could, have a lift from here and then a bounce back up and maybe come back to this area here, this purple box. But more likely, and I did say this last week, more than likely, on balance of probability, we're going to come and visit this range for a little bit longer. So I think that is probably coming. Again, more likely than not. Hey, I'll be very happy if we head back up in this direction. Of course, we all would be. Or it depends on when you are looking to buy. If you've got some dry powder and you want to buy the dip, well, hey, maybe it's good news for you if it goes lower. But if you're dollar cost averaging, that's also a good idea too. So definitely, I think though, personally, we're going to come down into this band, and the lower end of this band is here at $1,790 US dollars. So I would expect that as a level of support in the next coming 7 days. Roughly. Now you'll notice that it's Thursday today. You normally get your analysis on a Tuesday, so you'll get the next analysis on Tuesday next week. So bear that in mind. So it won't be a full week of trading, just so you know. But I do think we're going to head into this area in the next I would say 4 to 5 days, roughly. Of course, I could be wrong. So post your comments below. Where do you think the price of gold is going to go in the next week? What do you think Jerome Powell will do in the next Fed meeting? I think that's on the 22nd of March. And also want to show you here, really wanted to show you the quarterly chart. This is every candle is 3 months. And in the video, and it's the gold price prediction for 2023, it'll be here somewhere. That's the platinum one, and you've got the gold one and the silver one. It's around here somewhere. Gold price forecast for 2023. I did mention $1,960, and you can see this horizontal blue line right there, as the first major target where we could potentially top out for 2023. And what we're in March now, and that top out happened, I think it was in January or February. Let's take a look at the monthly. It happened in February. Is that it for gold for the year? Is that the high? Is 1960 the high? I'm not going to call it just yet and say 100% it is, but just take a look at this red 3 quarterly candle, 3 monthly candle right there. So definitely room to move down. And I would suggest the next major area for gold to come down to and to find a support level, if we do not see that 1,790 as an interim support, would be right here at $1,730, and another big one at $1,680, but we'll come back to that. I just want to show you this quarterly candle just so you get the larger picture. I'll quickly show you the yearly as well. Let's take a look at that, and let's pop off the indicators. So that's the yearly as it currently stands. Doesn't mean it's going all the way down here to the 1680, but just bear it in mind as of right now. So that's the monthly. That is gold. I'll just mention very quickly, of course, if we just do sail up from here, stranger things have happened in the big city. If we do not come down into this area and we go up, of course, this area right here I've been talking about, this purple box, will be an area of resistance again, somewhere between $1,880 and $1,900 right there. So we'll leave it at that for now for gold, and we'll come back to it next Tuesday. You will get another technical analysis. That's gold. Let's take a look at silver. Quickly show you that again, the Jerome dip a few days ago, and we have opened already, and we're red at the moment. So what I wanted to show you here, and I've been talking about this last week, and I drew it in last week, was this particular trend line I thought would hold as some kind of support. It did on the daily as of yesterday. So you can see this right here. Excuse me. Right there, this trend line. That one right there, and I did suggest this could be an area of support. It was support yesterday. We have opened today. We are red today, so let's just see if that holds as support. But you can see that little spike down close to that downtrend line right there. The bigger one though, I think I drew this in last week, is of course this symmetrical triangle right here. And we were talking about the fact that this would be an area of support. So if we break through this downtrend line, you would, I think, find this at least a bit of an interim support. That's a big line in the sand right there. If you break significantly down past this uptrend line, it's going to come down to the next point, and I would suggest right here at the $17.60 level would be a major line in the sand. Break through that, and we're heading down a lot further. So definitely you don't want to break down through this symmetrical triangle pattern right there. I did talk about the fact that symmetrical triangle patterns never usually get to the very apex. This is the end of the year. This is the start of 2024, this horizontal line right here. But I would suggest that it will have made a decision either way by, I'd say, no later than, say, August, September. So it's around that kind of time frame. You never get to the very corner, the very apex. It always makes the decision somewhere between here and there. Where do you think it's going? Are we going to break up out of the triangle or break down through the triangle? Post a comment below, and again, let me know your thoughts. If you have any particular indicators that you like to use, is it Elliott wave, is it something different? Post a comment below and I might incorporate those into the videos. Also look at the relative strength index on the daily time frame. I may have mentioned just before, we have gone into oversold territory, quite oversold territory on silver on the daily time frame. But what you'll notice is that you can spend a little bit of time in extremely oversold. So for example, you come down here, you have a bounce up, it's a fake out, and then a further move downwards. So this move down here and the move back up into sort of regular territory doesn't necessarily mean it's out of the woods. So you could very easily see a move back down, like similar to this move here, yoink, 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 like that. See, you could certainly see that. So don't be surprised if you do see some lower prices in silver, even though we have hit oversold already. You can certainly spend some more time there. But eventually, of course, we are going to move from oversold into the regular range and then into overbought. I would suggest we're coming towards the end of staying in extremely oversold territory. So we are going to bounce really, really soon. If I was a betting man, I would say on balance of probability, and this is of course not financial advice, not advice of Ainslie, all that, on balance of probability, we will see that bounce, I think, around about this. I think we'll see a bounce here, and I think that could be the movement that sends it back into this purple box here. So because we do, as I said, we have to come out of oversold eventually, and we've already spent a little bit of time there. So I think quite possibly bouncing off this downtrend line, or coming down here and bouncing off that downtrend line before we come back up into this purple triangle box of between $21 and $22. That is my silver analysis. So let's go straight to platinum. If I've missed anything, post a comment below and I'll try to get back to it next week. Platinum, same deal. The video that we posted that I did last week, I think it was platinum bottomed for 2023. It was looking really good. You had this move down to 1910, the move back up here, this very brief move back down. It held a support. It was a fake out. It was a failed move to break down through the very key level of $900. Oftentimes from a failed move comes a fast move in the opposite direction, right back up to that area that I've been talking about last week. So in the last 7 to 10 days, we've had that movement all the way back up to that $970-ish kind of mark. Technically, I think we topped out at 980, and then the Jerome dip happened and we're back into this area. I am more positive for platinum versus silver and gold, simply because, well, not simply, but a whole bunch of reasons. Of course, I will alert you to our platinum video. I'll put a link to it above now and below, but there was a platinum video we did just recently about the fundamentals. Oh, sorry, it was a news article. I'll put a link below to the news article about the fundamentals of platinum, the supply and demand fundamentals, and why platinum may be looking to have a decent run in the next year or two. So bear that in mind. I'll put a link below. Check that out. But I think also take a look at the relative strength index on the daily time frame. We've already been in oversold territory. We had a move up, a move back down. It acted as support. We've come up to the halfway point here. I think potentially we could, and we haven't spent, take a look at this, we haven't spent time in extremely overbought territory for platinum since February of 2022. Can you see that right here? So right here, and this last time we were in there was March of 2022. So a whole year ago, it's been that we've spent time in extremely overbought. So I think we're going to get there eventually. Could this be the directional move that is taking us there? Given the platinum supply and demand fundamentals as well, I'm going to say on balance of probability, more than a 50% chance that we don't crack this bottom here and that we don't see further lower prices for platinum. So I'm going to stick with platinum has bottomed for 2023 for the moment until different information presents itself, or until the Jerome dip happens again. Well, let's hopefully not. What do you think? Post a comment below. Of course, if we just do sail above, and it's good sailings for platinum, the next levels, as I've got here, right here, you've got the $1,000 level. But it's, again, if you're new to these videos, I will quickly show it to you. If you're not new to these videos, you already see it. It's the long-term downtrend line going back to February of 2008. 1, 2, 3 failed moves to break out and hold. Could the fourth time be a charm? You never know. I do want to alert you though, and we do need to take account of the monthly time frame on platinum. Just look, we are in a red month currently. Again though, this big level of $900, although it was broken here, it hasn't broken just yet. So I'm going to remain bullish on platinum for the moment until if and until we see a break down below of 900. But there are my next targets moving lower for platinum if we do indeed see a lower price. And I do have the platinum price prediction for 2023 as well. Platinum price forecast right there. I'll put a link above and below to that. And those, just as a too long didn't read, those are my next bottoming targets for platinum, where I think you could see significant support, so 820 and 750. But you will get another analysis next Tuesday. Of course, I want you to like, share, and subscribe to these videos. Of course, my technical analysis every Tuesday, usually. Our weekly specials are usually on a Thursday, and of course the Gold Silver Standard Insights videos, which is interviews breaking down the morning's news, which is posted on the Ainslie website, product reviews, and also Tough Talk as well. This is a great new segment that we're doing. It's a la Clark and Dorr. It's sort of a homage to Clark and Dorr, if you know who they are. A very famous satirical comedy duo, and we're bringing back the satire. So Tough Talk is pretty funny, and I would check that out as well. That is all you need to know. So I want you to like, share, and subscribe, and I want you to balance your wealth in an unbalanced world. Take care, stay safe, and we'll speak to you soon.